You have $9 billion, that's $9,000 million missing in the last few years. It's alleged to be fraudulently stolen. They're sending money, the Somali community in Minnesota sending money, big money, overseas. They're contributing money, big money, to Democrat candidates and elected officials. The Democratic political machine in Minnesota has benefited from this criminal network of Somali immigrants who have systematically stolen billions of dollars of federal charitable money, essentially.
Welcome back. This isn't bad luck. This is what happens when a political machine runs completely unchecked. And Minnesota is paying the price in blood and billions. Under Governor Tim Walz, a program that was supposed to feed hungry kids turned into the epicenter of one of the largest fraud scandals in American history. And now, thanks to a House oversight hearing led by Representative Clay Higgins, the curtain is finally being ripped wide open. Higgins didn't mince words. He didn't dance around it. He went straight for the jugular. How the hell did this happen on Walz's watch? And why did it drag on for years after red flags were waving in everybody's face? Let's dive right in.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Robbins and Mr. Hudson, Ms. Rarick, you're all members of the Minnesota State Legislature. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Robbins, you're the chair of the Fraud Prevention Oversight Committee. Is that correct?
Yes.
And Mr. Hudson and Ms. Rarick, you're members of that committee as well, correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct.
All right. So you three collectively, America should clearly understand you have an excellent perspective what's going on inside Minnesota, in specifically regards to the fraud that we are investigating and discussing today. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So we have a particular community, a Somali community in Minnesota that has stunning percentages are participating in government programs where they're drawing a lot of money, big money. This has been discussed and revealed and reported and is factual. You have a tremendous amount of criminal fraud taking place that one of my colleagues, the gentleman from the other side of the aisle, mentioned transparency. I would argue that from a regular American's perspective, it's quite transparent that something criminal is going on when you have billions of dollars disappearing into child care centers with no children in them, and you have a tremendous transfer of wealth into a relatively small immigrant community. You have $9 billion, that's $9,000 million missing in the last few years. It's alleged to be fraudulently stolen. They're sending money, the Somali community in Minnesota sending money, big money, overseas. They're contributing money, big money, to Democrat candidates and elected officials. The Democratic political machine in Minnesota has benefited from this criminal network of Somali immigrants who have systematically stolen billions of dollars of federal charitable money, essentially. The good lady, my colleague, clarified this is money designed for poor folk that need a hand up. And we generally want that to happen in America in an effective manner. So this is the scenario that we are looking into today. Have I summed it up fairly well, Ms. Robbins?
Yes, sir. And I would just like to add...
Before you add, Mr. Hudson, is this an effective summary, sir?
Yes, sir, it is.
Thank you, Ms. Rarick.
Yes.
Thank you. So from the perspective of members of the Fraud Investigative Committee of the Minnesota State Legislature, we have a large criminal network with high percentages of participation in that criminal network from the Somali community in Minnesota. That community has tremendous influence within the political arena, specifically within the Democrat political arena in Minnesota. The Democrat political machine has been covering for this this criminal network, and here we go to Governor Walz's involvement here, which is shocking to me, quite frankly, because I've been friendly with Governor Walz for many years. I served with him here. But can you discuss for me the governor's administration's involvement in intimidation and oppression and retaliation against whistleblowers? Ms. Robbins, have you had conversations with whistleblowers who have been treated like that by the Walz administration?
Yes, I have.
And can you tell us about that without naming the person or revealing stuff that's secret? Tell us how that retaliation would happen.
So it happens in a variety of ways. They are demoted or reassigned, or they are told that they could lose their job and then their house or their pension or their retirement benefits or not qualify for unemployment. So it's...
Well, that's very serious. That's very serious allegation. I would say that's criminal retaliation. Mr. Hudson and Ms. Rarick, have you seen similar?
I would defer to Representative Rarick.
Yes, so Representative Robbins and once in a while Representative Hudson have had multiple conversations with whistleblowers, and that is exactly what they said to us, especially in a face-to-face meeting in St. Paul. That is exactly
Unbelievable.
what they said.
Mr. Chairman, my time has expired, but this leans into the criminal spectrum, sir. I yield.
Gentleman yields back. Chair recognizes Mr. Walkinshaw from Virginia.
I think I was here first.
They told me Walkinshaw.
And then,
I'm happy to
Walkinshaw.
defer.
Yeah.
thank you. Mr. Min?
I'm just doing what the Democrat staff says. Walkinshaw's next.
All right.
According to sworn testimony and court filings, Minnesota officials were warned as early as 2020 that something was rotten to the core with the Feeding Our Future program. Millions were pouring out the door. Paperwork didn't add up. Whistleblowers were screaming bloody murder. And yet, nothing meaningful was done. Not until the FBI finally stormed in. Not until hundreds of millions were already stolen. That's not leadership. That's criminal dereliction of duty on a massive scale. But the rot runs way deeper. Higgins laid bare what investigators now call a sprawling criminal ecosystem, with probes expanding into 14 separate Medicaid-related programs, including autism services and housing assistance. Prosecutors are estimating total fraud exposure in Minnesota could hit $9 billion. Let that number sink in. $9 billion. Money meant for the vulnerable, siphoned through a web of nonprofits, shell companies, and political cover. Luxury cars, real estate, lavish lifestyles, while hardworking taxpayers were lied to and bled dry. And when state employees tried to stop it, they were allegedly retaliated against. Data was allegedly deleted. Warnings were allegedly buried. That's not a mistake. That's a system protecting itself at all costs. Then came the timing that raises even bigger red flags. As the investigations closed in, Governor Tim Walz suddenly announced he wouldn't seek another term, blaming noise and distractions. Walking away doesn't erase accountability. It doesn't answer the questions. And it sure as hell doesn't stop federal oversight. Higgins made it crystal clear, this probe is far from over. Now lawmakers are digging into whether taxpayer money was routed overseas, possibly even to extremist-linked groups, turning a fraud scandal into a full-blown national security nightmare. The bottom line is dead simple. This didn't happen in the shadows. It happened under one-party control. It happened with warnings ignored. It happened while political leaders looked the other way. Minnesota didn't just fail. It was failed by the people in charge. The question now isn't if accountability is coming. It's how deep this rot goes, and who else is going to be held accountable. If you're as furious about this as I am, smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and hit subscribe right now. We're not letting this slide. More coming your way. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp. Stay informed. See you in the next one.